News on the A380, the Cows Designs DA42 updated, as well as much more in this episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator News and Updates. Stick around. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below.
Overkill simulations, watch us as we fly. Overkill simulations, a thrill will never die in the heart.
All right, so first off, starting the weekend out, we have a very short announcement from FlightFX in regard to the development of the CL35 and the CL3500, also known as the Challenger 350 and the Challenger 3500, a private business jet aircraft built on the basis of a Bombardier model. Very cool aircraft. I've been doing some Googlers, if you will, and just sort of checking out the aircraft, seeing pictures of the interior and exterior and what its primary performance is. We're going to have a extended range model of the aircraft that brings us to about 3,200 nautical miles of range. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really appreciative of all of the private jets starting to hit the sim. You know, we started out with just the Cessna Citation Longitude, and then we moved into the CJ4. And when I say the CJ4, I'm referring to the working titles version of it, right? That was the first quote-unquote developed aircraft, I think, to private jet aircraft to hit the sim was the CJ4 from working title. They really took the default version, just went crazy with it. Right, and then now we're seeing things, you know, like the, and then we had, the Honda Jet, and then we now have things like the Learjet, and now we're seeing things like this one here. So we got a bunch of really cool aircraft that are starting to hit the simulator, and FlightFX, obviously you guys can see here that they do have access to the real aircraft. So I'm really hoping that that's going to be a testament to what we can expect to see when this reaches the sim. Texturing is still in its very early phases. There are some images out there showing what that texturing and the modeling is looking like, but for me, it's sort of one of those, like, it's just too much in the infancy. But if you guys are excited about this particular aircraft, get your hopes up, get happy, because it's on its way, although again, I must stress, in its very early stages. Cows has released an update to their very popular DA42 series of aircraft. Now, if you guys don't already own this aircraft, you can pick it up from the Orbix store for $46.25 Australian. So I think that comes down to a little bit right around $35 US if memory serves. The changelog includes tuned engine performance and systems and improved TDI startup behavior, increased RPM drop from the ECU swap and slight shake, a damage model improvement, thus increasing the failure rate and the basically the overall behavior of the aircraft in regard to how you fly. You got to actually pay attention to what you're doing. Added parasitic losses from the alternator parasitic losses. Yaw damp will auto disengage with large input, so you can automatically disengage that, like if you kick the rudder pedal, whatever it may be, which unfortunately yours truly does all the time when I go to stretch my legs. So I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. And then external light fixes. So they have a few other changes that are listed here, guys. So if you have not picked this aircraft up, I'm going to be doing a full review of the aircraft next week. Unfortunately, this was one of those ones that I really needed to take my time with. I needed to make sure that I knew what I was doing and really get a hold of. Because it's done very well. It's much like the TBM 850 in regard to, it's got your failure model, it's got your flight model, it's got the authentic systems. It's really slick. They've really done a great job with it. Now, if you guys don't have the funds or you don't want to go that route, I do want to remind everyone there's a really awesome DA42 mod on FlightSim.to that has been produced over the last couple years and updated very consistently that is also free. Again, just go to FlightSim.to, look up DA42, and you will find it. It is the DA42 improvement mod, and it takes the default DA42 and turns it into a much better aircraft. Something I am very excited for is this guy right here, the WinWing A320, or excuse me, the WinWing Airbus MIP is on its way to our hands. This is, I believe, the second major development from WinWing for general aviation and commercial flight, basically outside of the military aspect. Now, something I am super excited about is I've been in communication with WinWing, you guys, and I will have the opportunity to review this here on the channel. One of the things that I'm really impressed with is their price point. Their price point right now, guys, if you go with early access, early bird purchasing on their website, for US owners, it comes down to $99 for the FCU, and then I believe it is $129 after the pre-sale is complete. But this thing is absolutely incredible. I'm super excited for this. There does not seem to be any limitation that has been stated in regard to Microsoft Flight Simulator versus X-Plane. Seems like it's going to be something that can be used across the board. I'm really blown away by this. WinWing puts out some absolutely incredible products, you guys. If you are unfamiliar with that, they're really good stuff. They are right up there, you know, with Virpil and VKB as far as the quality of the products that they push out. You know, there's always a lot of detail and a lot of effort put into their design. The other thing that I really appreciate about WinWing is they're very big on modularity. They want things to be able to be broken apart, moved around, set over here. Nope, I want to move this over here. They're really big on that with a lot of their control panels. That's part of the reason why they redid their takeoff and combat panel, was to offer further modularity and customization to how you set up your cockpit. As you guys saw there, the MIP 320, it actually breaks into 3 pieces. You can actually separate the FS controllers. So this, I'm super excited for this, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity. Again, I will let you guys know as soon as I am cleared to do so, and once I receive the unit. But I'm very excited to be working with WinWing. This will be my first collaboration with them, so very excited about that. Their stuff is really that good, you guys. I really love WinWing's products. And a release coming from the company of Shrike, which is a sister group for Blackbird Simulations. They are developing the F-86 Sabre. We have a release date coming later this month, you guys. So within the next week or so, this aircraft will be available for purchase. So make sure that you guys keep a look on that one. I fly the F-86 in DCS World very often. It is a fun aircraft to go screw around in. It really is cool. None of the high-tech avionics and things like that. You just really have to sort of dive into it and learn how to fly it the way it's meant to be flown. Very nicely handling. It's fun to go down low and slow, or low and fast, whichever one you choose with it. It's really cool. It's got that nice top bubble canopy, so it makes it a lot of fun to really get up there. You guys can see here, this is a critical piece I wanted to point out. There's a full weapon system modeled. I doubt there's a damage model. That would be, I don't know how they would even implement that. But if you guys want to be able to have the weapon system operational, make sure that you purchase it from their website and not from the sim market. If you purchase it from the sim market, it will be a pacifist aircraft. Airsachs has released their version of the Nvme P2010 high-wing Italian-made aircraft. It is a 4-seat aircraft, very similar, in my opinion, to that of like a Cessna 182, coming in at 185 horsepower. Now, the aircraft itself is running at right around $15 US, give or take a couple bucks here and there, depending on where you're from. On the sim market. Very reasonably priced, very fairly priced. Now, one of the things that I really do appreciate about this aircraft is that the developers have stated they have used real-world pilots' operational charts and information in order to try to get the aircraft as closely performing to real-world as they can inside the simulator with the information that is available. Now, one of the things I'm going to be blunt and point out right away is, as you guys can see, the cockpit texturing could use a little work. There's a lot of very flat coloring there. There's a lot of pixelization, which looks like what I can see like right around the trims and the control surface and the instrument panel. The colorings, you know, there's no really depth of shading or detail. So this seems to be a very simply designed plane. I don't know if this is a new development. Personally, let me try that again. Personally, I have never heard of Airsachs. So this is my first time, at least to my recollection, that I've ever heard of this company. So maybe they're new to the game here. But one of the things that, whether the texturing is perfect or not, that I really appreciate is, again, the price point seems to match the aircraft. So I am totally okay with that. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up. It seems like a fun aircraft. The only thing that I'm very anti with is the glass cockpits. But as I've stated in multiple videos, it is the way of the future. It is where we're at. I get it. But for some reason, I just hate it inside the flight simulation. I don't know why. Anything else, and I think glass cockpits are cool. You know, I've got the touchscreen stereo inside my Challenger, you know, on my car, and I love it. But there's something about in the aircraft, I don't know why. I just don't like them. But there's something about the old analog gauge. It's like, bring it back to me. Bring it back to me. But anyways, guys, once again, sim market, right around 16 euros, I believe is what it's labeled as. Very, very reasonably priced. If this is an aircraft that suits your fancy, make sure you pick it up. Now, earlier in the week, I have already done a full video on this. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys check it out on the channel under the videos list. It will be one of the more recent ones. But Navigraph Charts has implemented annotation on all three variants of charts, but the website, the desktop application, as well as the in-game panel annotations work. And so you can now draw out your own taxiways, write down information, scribble some notes on the charts, whatever it may be, circle something that you wanted to circle, whatever you want to do, you now have that option to do it. You can draw boxes, change sizes, change colors, create highlight points. Yeah, it goes on and on. Now, for those of you who may not use Navigraph Charts, I highly recommend it. Yes, it does require a monthly subscription, but it gives you the latest AirRack data, which sometimes updates before Microsoft Flight Simulator actually updates it. I have noticed that on more than one occasion. But it gives you the latest charting information, gives you the ability to see all of your paneling, or all of your panels, all of your charts within the in-game panel inside of virtual reality if you want. It's just a really extremely handy tool. And then since they obviously purchased SimBrief, it now integrates directly with SimBrief. So you can actually either A, create your flight plan directly from Navigraph Charts as you would in SimBrief, or you can use SimBrief and import your flight plan into Navigraph Charts. It's a really, really slick system. I have been using it since the days of P3D, since its inception. That's a mouthful to say. Really, really amazing piece of software, guys. And the annotations is something that we as a sim community have been asking for a very, very long time. It's really handy when you are writing your ATIS information, and especially drawing out, like I said, your taxi instructions. It's really awesome. Specifically with the taxi instructions too, because when you draw out your taxi instructions, as you're seeing here on this screen, remember that Navigraph Charts, for those of you who don't know, also tracks where your aircraft actually is. So as long as you have SimLink installed, it will actually show where your aircraft currently is. So after you've drawn out your taxi instructions, you just follow the line. Really, really cool stuff. Anyway, wanted to point that out, guys, and make sure that you were all aware of it. If you have not yet, definitely update your Navigraph Charts. All right, and one of the bigger pieces of information today is that we now have our first sneak peek video of the A380 from Flybywire. This aircraft has been in development for a very long time. We have been teased with it for about 2 years now. And again, the amazing thing about all of this is the aircraft is going to be free. So, A380. As we guys all know, if you have not flown the Flybywire A320, even if you are a diehard Phoenix fan, that's totally cool. The Phoenix A320 is amazing. Try out the Flybywire A320. It takes a default A320 initially and turned it into a very high fidelity, very accurate modeling, and very good modeling, I will say, of the A320. Neo, I believe, is what they used, and made it absolutely amazing. And it's been completely free since its inception. And now we have the A380X coming our way. And I say X because the Flybywire A32X is the same thing. It's the A320X. I am beyond excited for this. And the detailing and the modeling. The Flybywire team does such an amazing job with everything that they do, man. This thing looks gorgeous. My first time watching this video, and I'm going to have a link to it down in the description below. I was just blown away and giddy as a schoolgirl. You know, I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. It is astounding. The A380, as you guys know, right now is the largest commercial flying aircraft in the world. Unfortunately, it was the 225, but as we know, she unfortunately no longer sails the clouds, which sucks, by the way. But so the A380, some people are dubbing it the king of the skies. This had to have been an astounding amount of work. Like, I don't even understand how they got a hold of all the information required. But I mean, just look at the FCP or the FCU, whatever you want to call it, whichever one you choose. It looks so cool, and it's so much different than the A320. Like, I was enjoying that. But anyway, obviously we still have the fly-by-wire fly pad. You guys are going to have all the same features. Let me bump this video up just a little bit here. Let's get into some of the cool stuff here. Here we can see it taxiing. I don't know if we actually get to see it. Oh, we do see it rolling. Let's see it roll. I will tell you guys, I did not put the audio in here because I probably would have been nailed with copyright strike, so I didn't do that. But I will have a link to this video down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. It's about a 10-minute video, and they walk through just about all the parts all the way to here where we get airborne, where we get to see the A380 go airborne inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's just let this roll. Look at that, man. V1 at 140 knots. I would have thought that would have been so much faster. And just powering, dude. Oh, it's so freaking cool. I'm so excited for this one. I am so excited for this aircraft. Do we get an exterior? Yes, we do. Let's jump to that real quick. Boom! There she is. Thing looks absolutely fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. Anyways, so stay tuned for more information, guys. I'm following this as closely as I can. As soon as I see or hear more information, I will let you know. Lastly, folks, the time has come. FlightSim Expo 2024 will be hosted this year in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Rio Hotel, June 21st to the 23rd. Once again, Overkill Simulations will be there. We've got some information coming out in a few days that I will be allowed to release, telling you so far who's registered, who's going to be there. I can tell you a few of them you're definitely going to want to see and that we've been following very, very closely. And I can't stress it enough. I had an amazing time last year in Houston. It was my first time going since the channel has really taken off, and it was so cool to meet so many developers and so many of you guys, my fans, my followers, whatever you want to say it. It was really neat. People were like genuinely excited. Overkill. It was such a cool experience. It was really awesome. I've already seen in the chat that a couple of you guys have already registered and stating that you're going to go, or in the comments of the videos. So I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys all there. I will definitely be in Overkill swag from head to toe. I will make sure that this year I am very, very easily identified. I'm probably going to wear a big old shirt that says, I am Overkill. I don't know, something silly. But you'll be able to identify me, I promise. I'll make it loud and proud. But anyways, so make sure that you guys jump in and jump on this. I will have links in the description very, very soon of links that you guys can use to promote A, the channel, and B, save you guys a little bit of effort there. So, as always, guys, stay safe and healthy, and I shall see you in the next one.